Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning on this beautiful Sunday? Actually, it's freezing cold here in Michigan, and those of you that know me know how much I really can't stand that. I'm not a fan of the cold weather, so I'm ready to get out of here, going to Florida. But I want to talk to you guys about a concept today that I've been thinking about, and it's pretty simple, and it's all around us, right? It's the concept of hard work, about putting in effort toward your goal, about putting in a tremendous amount of energy toward your vision and toward your goal. So let's talk about this a little bit. You know, what actually sparked it, what made me think about this idea is one of my neighbors, he splits firewood. All right, so in Michigan, a lot of people split firewood to heat their homes, and he works very, very hard splitting wood, but he also does it for an income. And it doesn't yield very much, but he's able to, survive and pay a couple extra bills because of splitting firewood, right? And it makes me think about what tasks or what things in our life that we're prioritizing our time with. So what things in your life are you committing your time and energy to? Are you committing your time and energy to things that are really not producing the result that you want? Or are you committing your time and energy to a long-term goal, a long-term vision, things that are going to generate you wealth, things that are going to actually be fulfilling on a spiritual level, and things that will make you happy? See, a lot of people believe that they have to be miserable or have to do the things that they don't want to do because they have responsibility, they have bills, and that's partially true, okay? To a certain degree, you have to go to work and have a job to provide a stable income and pay your bills. And I don't ever recommend anybody just quits their job. I never told anybody, hey, quit your job if you're miserable. But what I do recommend is having an exit strategy, having a plan for you to build wealth passively or build wealth on the side with another stream of income in order to replace your job's income and finally leave your job. Okay, so it's definitely a big shift in mindset, because for so long working a job, like I know for me, I got so used to that routine. I got so used to going to work, working my ass off from basically dark to dark. That's what I always tell people. I work from dark to dark, and I do everything, right? So from the moment, the sun comes up to the moment the sun goes down, I'm at work. And a lot of times it was 7 days a week. So when I tell you guys I work 60 to 70 hours a week, true story. I mean, I work my ass off every day of the week. And granted, I made a pretty good hourly income, okay? When you're making, 20, 25 bucks an hour, a lot of people would be grateful for that. But with that being said, I was always at a limit to how much I could make. So regardless of how much you're making at your job, you're trading time for money, and you only have so much time. And time is such a valuable asset, right? Time is so valuable. So what can you do with your time in order to have change in your life? All right, because most people, they don't really give a shit about their future. Let's be honest here. Most people, if they really cared about their future, they would take action steps and do something different in order to yield a better result in their life. But they're not taking action on outside activities, different things they can do to build wealth, to really focus on long-term goals. Most people are thinking about, this week. They're thinking about the weekend. They're thinking about what they're going to do, who they're going to hang out with. They're thinking about their paycheck on Friday. But they're not thinking about a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. People that generate wealth and people who really have the lifestyle you want focused on that long-term vision. All right? And I believe that work ethic comes from a deep internal motivation, a very, very deep thing inside of you. We talk about whys all the time. We talk about, my why is my family. My why is I want to buy a bigger house. I want to travel. I want to have a nice car. I want to be able to donate to charity, right? All these different whys. But listen, it doesn't matter how many things you have on the list. Listen to what I'm telling you. On the why list, it doesn't matter how many different things you have there, and it might all look good, but in reality, is it really driving you? Is it really motivating you? You need to take a look at your why list. Like, this is what I realized through my experience, okay? I'm telling you that through my experience, looking at my why and looking at what motivates me really helped me understand what drives me, right? What drives me? And that's the key to work ethic. You're not going to put in maximum work ethic unless you're internally driven to do it. Unless you have a burning desire deep inside of you to create it every single day, regardless of the outcome, regardless of how long it takes, how much or how little money you're making. The results you get on a daily basis, they don't consume you and they don't bring you down when you have such a strong desire. You just keep moving forward. You just have that killer work ethic. You're willing to make the sacrifice. So again, I had to look at my why list. And I had to get real with myself. What were the things on my why list that were really driving me to be successful? All right. And after a while, things started to click, right? I started to figure out my why list. And every day I woke up driven. Like, it's the best feeling in the world when you wake up and you're happy for the day ahead. You're excited. You know something big's going to happen. You know you're working toward a huge vision. All right, that is amazing. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. If you're excited to get out of bed in the morning, you're winning. You're winning, period. All right, it doesn't matter what you do, even if it's a job. If you love it and you wake up excited every single day, you're winning. My hat's off to you. But most people aren't. Most people are so depressed about waking up in the morning. They can't stand to wake up to an alarm clock. What can we do to change the paradigm? What can we do to help you shift the mindset to wake up and be excited every single day? How do I have that feeling of waking up and being excited and being so motivated and driven? All right, well, part of it's your habits. Part of it's your daily routine. Take a good hard look at your routine. Where are you prioritizing your time? Is your time dedicated to your dream? Even if you work a job, are you setting aside 2, 3, 4 hours, maybe sacrificing some sleep for your dream? Are you willing to sacrifice some sleep? Take a look at that. Because the more you do that on a regular basis, the better your results are going to become. All right? The more results you're going to get. And the better you're going to feel about it. All right? So take a look at those daily habits. That's going to build the confidence. That's going to build the internal motivation just by doing it every single day. You want to break that old routine, that old employee mindset, and shift gears from the mindset that was holding you back and start a new one. Recreate yourself. So that's step number 2. So step number 1 was focusing on the daily habits and really looking at what you're doing on a daily basis to prioritize your time differently. All right, number 2 is recreate yourself. See, one thing I realized when I was an employee and I was working my job is that the person that I was then was not capable of getting the results that I wanted. All right, listen, if you want to get from point A, which is not exactly having the lifestyle you want, maybe you can pay the bills, but it's just average, to going to point B where you're a leader, you're wealthy, you're successful, you're happy, you're fulfilled, your relationships are amazing, you really love your relationships and the people around you, you have to change who you are as a person on a very deep spiritual level and mentally, the way you think, your belief system. How do we do that? Recreate who you are. I want you to think about the ideal version of you, the best version of you. Are they outgoing? Are they happy? Are they driven, determined? What character traits do they embody? What character traits do they embody? Write these things down. And then what do you look like? Do you wear a suit? Do you wear nice, shiny shoes? What car do you drive? What house do you live in? Put yourself in the mold. Recreate yourself. Make the perfect version of you. Get creative. And then set out the goals of what you're going to accomplish as this new version of you. This is where it starts getting powerful because you're speaking your future into existence by writing this down and giving yourself something to look at. All right, so you're giving yourself something to look at. Now, this is where most people don't make it. They do this step, they recreate themselves, what they look like, what character traits, what they're going to have, and what they're going to accomplish, but they believe that by writing it down, it's automatically going to happen. Listen up, because this is key. They believe because they wrote the goal down that it's somehow magically going to happen. Here's the deal. That's going to drive you to become better, but it's not going to get you what you want. It's ultimately going to come down to the work ethic, the element of putting in the work, of being driven to get the results that you want. The work ethic has to be there. All right, so number one, we talked about your daily habits, changing the routine, changing your paradigm. And then number two was recreating yourself, and what does the new you look like? Now, number three, which is the most important element, do not leave this part out, because without this part, it's over. You're never going to make it. You're never going to make it without number three. Number three is hard work and discipline. All right, I also include consistency, which comes with discipline. Hard work, discipline, and consistency. You have to be disciplined about your daily routine. Think about wealthy people. Think about highly successful people and their habits. Do you think that they would let some petty thing at work change their mindset? Do you think they would let some negative thing somebody said about them change their mindset or change their goals or their ambitions? Absolutely not. The mindset has to be unbreakable. All right? And that's through the daily self-development. We've talked about that, right? But think about it. These wealthy people have a very strict regimen, what they follow every day. It's almost militant, what they do and what they're able to commit their time to and what they don't. So many of you are undervaluing you, the value of your time. And I've said it before. One thing that I do is I don't even imagine, I believe that every hour I spend is worth $5,000. Even if you're not making $5,000 an hour right now, imagine every hour is worth $5,000. If that's the person you want to become, someone that is capable of making $5,000 an hour, then you have to make your time worth $5,000 an hour. So what are you going to spend your time on? What are you going to commit to? What are you going to let people, when people ask for your time, because the better you get at this, the bigger you get, and the more you lead, the more people will take your time. It's really, and I don't mean to sound negative, but really people will try and extract your time, and they'll like, it's like a time sucker, and they'll try to take your time because they know you have the results. They know you have the solution. So there has to be something in place for you to leverage your time. All right. And that comes later on down the road. But to start the process, to get to that point, you have to have the discipline. The understanding that my time is valuable. I need to be disciplined about my goals, prioritize my business, prioritize building wealth over the other stuff. Ultimately, you have to. Okay, and I try to keep balance, especially with my family, which is something that I've struggled with along the journey. But I realize if I don't put my business first, that my family life will fall apart. Okay? If you don't put your business in the beginning, if you don't put the business before the things you love, you'll end up losing the things you love forever. And it's true. Because most marriages, most relationships fail because of financial problems, because of money problems. So I want you guys to really think about that. But if you're disciplined and you're committed to valuing your time and you're committed to your everyday, what is your process? What is your DMO? We talk about it all the time. Daily method of operation. Start valuing your time and acting like the best version of you every day. Put in the hard work. Put in the discipline. Learn to master the skill set of grabbing the attention of your followers. Learn to master the skill set of trading. Learn to master the skill set of social media marketing. Learn to master the skill set of living an abundant life. That's a skill too. All of these things combined, those 3 steps, are going to elevate your life. I guarantee it. Those 3 things for me alone have taken me to the next level. Once I could really pinpoint what drives me, what is going to make me wake up in the morning and be excited? You got to find that for you. You can't rely on external sources, outside sources to motivate you all the time. Videos, self-development, all that is good, but it should be supplemental. Listen to what I'm saying. Self-development should be supplementing your motivation. You shouldn't be relying on it. Think about it. Don't rely on self-development. Let it supplement. Let it boost how you already feel. And you gain that feeling through having a clear definition of your vision and who you want to become, and then acting on it. A clear definition of who you want to become, and then acting on it on a daily basis. So those are my 3 tips for you guys to help you boost your work ethic, to help you feel that same feeling I feel every morning. Like, I want the whole world to know what it feels like to wake up and be excited. I love waking up in the morning and going about my day. And I didn't used to feel that way, and I wanted to. I always wanted to feel that. I always wanted to know, like, I was driven and motivated, but I wasn't waking up happy. I wasn't waking up excited. Now I have a purpose, and it's all about finding that purpose for you and what's going to drive you internally. Remember, from the inside. We start with the inside out. Internal motivation first, and then self-development second. Find out spiritually, mentally, what's keeping you driven, and then supplement with self-development. Get those 3 core tips down. You guys are going to have an amazing life, an amazing business. You're going to live in total abundance once you've mastered those 3 keys. So that is my morning motivation for you guys today on this beautiful Sunday, yet cold. But again, I'm not letting the weather or anything around me bring me down, because I'm so internally motivated, right? It could be snowing right now. Do I like the snow? No. But at the end of the day, I know what's going to happen a few months from now, with my brand, with my company, the power of what I have my hands on here. So that doesn't faze me. Once you get to the point of where negativity just doesn't even faze you, you're winning. You're winning, you guys. So hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.